Hi YouTubers. Okay, second take, first take. All I did was take a photograph. Forgot to press the record button, so off we go again. Anyway, it's Christine here, Skinny Brit to be. Thursday the 9th of September 2010. All going well. Continuing my weight loss. For those of you who've not followed me before, I'm waiting to hear about funding here in the UK for weight loss surgery. Still waiting. Anyway, time's going on, so I'm getting there. Weight loss. Yes, I've now passed the 3 stone. For our American and Canadian cousins, that's more than £42 now that I've lost since April. Been doing it virtually on my own, cutting down, etc, etc. It's quite difficult over here, because when you go to the doctors or the hospital in the UK, they weigh you in kilograms, and I'm old school. I was brought up on pounds and ounces and stones, and so when they say, you know, £100, I know what you mean. But when they say 45 kilos, I have to sit back and I have to calculate how many pounds is that, etc, etc. So it gets me. I find it quite disconcerting. Anyway, the hospital are still obviously checking on me, because I had a phone call from the hospital yesterday to say that the dietitian still wants to see me. In a few days? No. In a month? No. 7th of December. She asked me whether or not I was busy on the 7th of December. Well, I don't know about you lot, but my calendar doesn't extend that far. I assume that probably one of the only things I will be doing is desperately starting to do my Christmas shopping. Anyway, the dietitian wants to see me, so obviously they're just keeping track on me. But I don't think it meant they'd have received any information about my funding. One of the other girls from the group that I've been going to, etc., she's got one in October, so she's wondering why she has to go in October and I don't have to go to December. But maybe my weight loss is better, I don't know, or more sustained. Anyway, non-scale victories. I've had some this week. I can get my engagement ring and my wedding ring off. No grease. Nothing, they just slide off. I was able to do it 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it involved lots of hand cream, grease, huffing and puffing, sore red fingernails, etc, etc. But now they slide off. Not sort of dangerously, etc. Unless of course I plunge my hands into freezing cold water, and I'm not particularly one to do that. Don't like the cold. Anyway, that was a real thrill to me. I know it's silly, but it does make you realise that things are going down. Can't yet quite get my my other ring off unless I grease that, etc. But we're getting there. Clothes, yes, I spent an hour before recording this going through one of my smaller clothes bags, and some of the things now fit me. So I have an enlarged wardrobe. Feels like I've been out shopping and got something new to wear, even if I are several years old, but then they feel like new to me. What else? My GP, that's the doctor over here that takes care of my day-to-day medical needs, etc. I got an appointment from his office yesterday, saying that they wanted to see me. About a fortnight ago, I had a letter from my local surgery saying that in view of my chronic heart condition, I needed to come for the equivalent of also a well person check, etc. And as I wasn't aware that I suffered from chronic heart disease, I was a little disconcerted. But I phoned up the office and said, you know, what's this about? Evidently they now classify anybody that's had an arrhythmia almost at any time in their life as suffering from chronic heart disease. So anyway, they thought they could fill out all the paperwork without seeing me, but no. evidently my GP would like to actually have a word with me. I was supposed to check that I am still alive and kicking, etc., and things haven't got worse. I've had an arrhythmia all my life, but it was only about 5 years ago that I discovered actually what it was. I just thought it was something that everybody got every now and again, where your heart sort of beats rather rapidly for several minutes. But I discovered what it was when I ended up in hospital on Christmas Eve after my heart had taken off about 48 hours previously, following a couple of glasses of amaretto, and it had been pounding along for nearly a couple of days. Anyway, it was like a punishment, so I spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day until about the middle of the afternoon in hospital while they sorted that out. That was my only Christmas where I had bread and cheese, because the turkey, of course, wasn't cooked. There was no leftovers to eat, and I really didn't feel like settling down and cooking a turkey, and my husband had been worried and was looking after me. He did volunteer to cook it, but as we'd got quite a large turkey, I knew that it was going to take hours, so bread and cheese for Christmas lunch. How about that? Anyway, it's as I gradually put more and more weight on, I'm afraid the arrhythmia I've had more and more sessions of it. Not usually as extreme as that one, but the government over here have now added arrhythmias to their yearly health check that they require general practitioners over here to do. So anyway, so I haven't really got chronic heart disease. I've just got something that evidently a very large number of the population actually suffer from, and again, probably like me, don't actually realise that it's an arrhythmia. So anyway, they're going to check on. He's going to check on me on Monday. So, but what I'm really hope more than anything else is that it doesn't put the surgeons off of operating on me for my weight loss surgery. So, anyway, I'm continuing to walk. We walk usually twice a day. We go down to the promenade at Westward Ho, which is a seaside promenade. Last night was rather fun because it was a very high tide and the sea was fairly rough, and there were people trying to walk along there, and of course the waves were coming over the edge of the promenade and people were really having to dodge the waves, so it was quite an active walk. A couple of sort of youngish kids, no, not youngish, 10, 12, I'm sure they'd hate to be called youngish kids, were sitting on a bench sort of daring the waves, and they suddenly came and were absolutely engulfed by a huge wave. Nothing to sweep them off the promenade or anything like that, but they were soaked. But their parents were thrilled because they got it all on video, and I suppose they can now play that back for posterity, sort of serves you right. Get your just desserts for sitting there daring the sea to come and get you. Anyway, I've no idea how far I walk. I've always assumed that it's getting on towards a mile. But my husband's a paragliding pilot, and part of his equipment is what is it? It's I've forgotten the name for it. One of these things that plots your where you go, etc. Oh, it's completely gone. Not a sat nav. Satellite navigation type system. Anyway, we're going to take it with us. It's only a little thing, about the size of I don't know, that size, not very big. So sort of you can hold it in your hand. He usually clips it onto all his equipment, etc., but we'll have to walk along with it, and then when we get home it'll actually tell us how far we've actually walked, which at least I shall know. But I'm definitely feeling as though I've got more energy. In fact, nowadays I'm getting to the stage where it's me that volunteers and said, come on, let's go for a walk. So, and I also know I must be getting more energy because I used to do a lot of machine knitting, and I got my knitting machine out the other day. It's really rather big and rather heavy, etc. And a couple of years ago we sold up and did a year's touring around Europe in our motorhome, and in order to sort of pack up all the things in the house, we got rid of almost all our furniture, but I kept my knitting machines, but I dismantled them almost down to the last sort of nut and bolt. And when I came to reassemble it, a few days ago, I couldn't even find the instructions for reassembling it. But thank goodness for the internet yet again. Saved my life. There were the instructions, section by section, and it's now assembled. And this morning I've actually got some wool out so that I can actually relearn how to use my knitting machine. It's been so long since I've used it, which is a shame really, because I used to enjoy it. But what I'm thinking is that it'll be good exercise, particularly during the winter, because in fact it's not a motorised knitting carriage. You have to push it along, and it actually involves a bit of pushing. So that should help my waistline, hopefully. Oh, I've also lost inches. In the last week I've lost at least an inch off my bottom, my hips, sorry, that sounds awful, not my bottom, and nearly an inch off my bust. So I may not be losing pounds and pounds a week, but at least the measurements are going down. Well, they must be, because I'm getting into smaller clothes. Anyway, that's all for now. As soon as I get some more information on my funding, I'll let you all know. I should be shouting it from the rooftops. I've got my funding. Now where's my op? Anyway, you take care. Enjoy your weekend. Make a nice break for some of you. Okay, take care. Bye.